Hello and welcome to Kelly's Wordy Reactions, where I review content and videos that I find interesting. Hopefully, you will too. We react and provide my commentary. If you would please hit the thumbs up and like the video, also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Okay, so today, go ahead and get this video pulled up. So I'm going to do less of a reaction video today. And instead, I want to talk about something that I looked up using all of our good friends, if you've checked it out, but using Chat G, it's always hard to get this out. Chat GPT. So let me get the background. Background visuals pulled up for us. And that's for our point of reference on today and with this information, but we will not be listening to this rally at all whatsoever. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is go over here to my friendly little notes and just talk a little bit about what's my title? My title kind of tried to get a title that kind of encompassed what we're going for here. So, when messaging replaces reality, the strategy behind modern politics. So, what made me really think of this is two things. I was looking at an interview that the man on our screen, he was being interviewed by somebody, and I was looking at the interview, and whatever the interviewer was asking, he, would bob his head and act like he was going to answer the question. And then he would basically just go back to saying what he was saying. And it occurred, and let me think. I should have had this prepared, but I didn't know I was going to say this part, so I couldn't prepare it. But what he was saying was, he was criticizing I don't know if it's his cabinet or the people that are other people in his administration that are speaking about what's going on. And he kept saying, they're not talking about, my God, what was that? What was it? But anyway, he was saying, they're not talking about such and such enough. And the person was trying to ask him the question that was interviewing him. And he just kept going back to, if they would just talk about such and such, whatever we want to call it, XYZ, suns and moons and stars, like whatever he was saying, he was adamant about the fact that if they would just talk about this thing more, that's the problem. The problem was not the problem. The problem didn't have anything to do with whatever that was the interviewer was asking him. He wasn't even interested in that. All he was saying was, if they would just get out here and talk about this thing, whatever we're going to call it, suns and moons, if they would just get out here and talk about suns and moons more, if they would just talk about that more, I don't know why they're not emphasizing that more. And it occurred to me that messaging is the only thing that's important. Not anything that's really going on with people, not suffering, not job loss, not prices, not people not being able to get health care, the health care that they need, care for women, care for children. Like nothing matters to this man except for messaging. That's the only thing that matters. Whatever it is that he wants to be the focus and the focal point that things people are looking at, that's all he cares about. It's as if he has the inability to actually think about or care about anything that's really going on with people. And so when people say things like, a lot of times I'll be listening to other talk shows, other, shows and podcasts and, whatever. And people will be really seriously thinking that he's out of his mind. Excuse me. That, and I'm not saying he doesn't have some, age related issues. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I listen to people that are and say that they can, basically look at his history and kind of see what's going on with him. But for me, that matters a lot less than what he's actually doing. What he's doing doesn't have anything to do with him not being smart. It doesn't have anything to do with his education. He could be perfectly smart, well educated, and know everything about everything. And if he didn't want to use what he knows to serve people and to benefit the country in real ways, he could still do what he's doing, which is just focus on this messaging piece and bulldoze over everybody and everything. He could still do that and be perfectly, understanding about everything that's going on, not diminishing or degenerative in any way. He could still do that. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost, get that out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my document. There's another man that I listen to from the UK sometimes, and he will devote a good part of his show where he takes call in. I can't think of the name of the show right now, but he takes callers, and he will devote a good amount of his time pontificating, kicking it around, looking at it, turning it over and over and over in his mind about what is wrong with this man. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with him. I mean, It could be, but he's doing these things on purpose. And it's like this man just absolutely cannot figure out why he would be doing the things that he's doing. And even a lot of times people give him all of the very good reasoning as to what's going on here. But um, it's hard for him to receive, and I guess it's so far off from what he would be thinking that our country would be coming to. And I guess that's why he, just is always trying to figure out what is going on. But yeah, a lot of this is I'm sticking to the plan, I'm sticking to the story, and what's that saying? That's my story and I'm sticking to it, a lot of it. But there's much more smart answers that I got when I asked Chat GPT. So let's go over here to my Chat GPT and get my question. So my question was, kind of long, but I like to put in long, drawn out, specific questions so that I can get the most specific answers out of Chat GPT as I can, and without having to like keep asking the question a different way. I just try to put everything into the question so that I can hopefully get what I need without too much back and forth. So this was my question. A very public figure seems to only be concerned with messaging, no matter what is actually happening. It appears, sorry, y'all, I had Sprite, and I don't know what made me have Sprite before before I got on here. So anyway, it appears that the goal of their platform is sending out a certain message that only favors their agenda. What is this called in technical terms? And what are the benefits for them and their agenda, along with the harmful effects of only being concerned with messaging that supports their agenda? So that was my question. So this is what Chat GPT gave me. Okay, so it says you're noticing something political scientists, media scholars, and psychologists have been yelling about for decades. You're not imagining it. Below are the technical terms, followed by why it works for them and why it's corrosive when messaging becomes the only goal. All right, so the first, and they gave me technical terms. And it says, depending on the angle, several concepts overlap here. So I started to name this, they're playing textbooks games on our tops. But I said, let me get a better title so that people know what I'm talking about. All right. So here's all the technical textbook games that they're playing with us. So the first one is called message discipline, a deliberate strategy where a public figure sticks rigidly to pre-approved talking points regardless of events or facts on the ground. Reality becomes secondary to consistency. So in other words, consistency with rigidly sticking to their talking points is the only thing that matters. And it says, often taught in political communications as a virtue. So this would be a high priority thing to learn when you are studying political communications. All right, next one is, oh, let me give you some practical examples of how this looks. Where's my examples? Examples. Message discipline. Okay, so some examples are: every spokesperson repeats the exact same phrase. What did I just say? I didn't even know I was going to say that. I was saying that he was saying in this interview that he was really annoyed by other spokespeople of his administration in the media that were not giving the messaging out that he wanted them to give. And what he was saying was, they need to just be saying this. Why isn't everybody just saying this? Suns and moons. Talk about the suns and moons. Forget about what you're saying. Everybody should have just been saying suns and moons. What is going on? So yeah, every spokesperson repeats the exact same phrase. How much have we heard that? How much have we heard about the illegals? OMG. How much have we heard about securing the borders? What else? I don't know. Take your pick. But every spokesperson repeats the exact same phrase. All right. Another one is interviews dodge questions and pivot back to a slogan. Same thing. Same sort of things that we hear from this administration all the time. Events don't change the talking points. My God. My God, today. Events don't change the talking points. No matter what has happened, we've had the tremendously unfortunate unalivings of people having to do with ICE. Because of ICE, having to do with ICE, all of the above, in ICE custody, so many things. No matter what has happened, the talking points don't change. They barely want to even acknowledge the actual happenings that are happening. So, but this is message discipline. This is part of the strategy that is used practically 24/7 to play with us in our lives. They gave another example. Political campaigns where every answer returns to a single slogan. It's the economy, law and order, build back. Crisis situations where officials respond to unrelated questions with pre-written lines. Oh my gosh, I wish I could think of some of the ones from Kristi Noem and the Vice. So yeah. Okay, let's get back up here. It shouldn't be, but it's always kind of amazing to me when I see something is very textbook, and I'm, I've found myself struggling with whatever the thing is. And then once I learn that this is like some textbook thing, that, strategy that someone is putting into play with regard to me or something having to do with me. And it's just like, oh, wow. This is This is really enlightening. Okay, so we'll go on to agenda setting. So, agenda setting, this is the next technical term. Agenda setting is the practice of shaping what people think about rather than what they think. I had to read this like 2 or 3 times because I was leaving a word out and I was like, that's saying the same thing. But it's saying the practice of shaping what people think about rather than what they think. So, by constantly repeating a limited set of messages, the figure defines what topics are important, crowding out inconvenient realities. So, I guess the example for this is like the whole flooding the zone thing, where you're constantly inundated with so many things going on that um, you're thinking about those things and you're not ever really getting a chance to think about, well, what do I think about this? So they're defining what's important and crowding out your inconvenient realities, your inconvenient real life. Your life is so inconvenient to them. They have no care for what's really going on with the real people. Let me see if I have some everyday examples of how this looks. Um, so, relentless focus on one issue while others disappear. Media cycles dominated by the same topic for months. Public debate framed around their priorities, not outcomes. So, yeah. Again, giving you so much to think about that you can't think about what you think. Okay, so that's agenda setting. The next one is narrative control. And we hear this word a lot, controlling the narrative. Um, but that's actually a strategy. That's actually a technical term and a technical strategy that's being used. Okay, so what is narrative control? Well, it's the attempt to dominate the interpretive frame, not just facts, but how facts are understood. And then if reality conflicts with the narrative, reality is ignored, reframed, or attacked. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is this not something that is that we're seeing every day? Every day. Um, I think about how dangerous it is to have law enforcement officers in masks, unmarked cars, um, able to literally walk up and stop you while driving and start yelling at you and telling you to get out the car and opening your car door and um, like that's just so wrong and dangerous on so many levels. Number one, they're dangerous. Number two, the public is not prepared to accept that because we have never um, in this country had, well, I won't say never, but we are not prepared in this country as a society to accept that. And so to unconstitutionally turn us on a dime to having to accept this from law enforcement officers is unrealistic. But For me, this is how, if reality conflicts with this play that we want to run, then we're just going to ignore reality. We're going to ignore that this is dangerous. This is unheard of. This is not the legal way. This is also dangerous because other people can mimic this and not even be as dangerous as the officers actually seem to be and actually have been. Other people can mimic this very easily with masks on, with some tactical gear and some regular cars, regular trucks and SUVs. And it just sets up a very dangerous precedent, like in so many. So I can't even say all the ways. I can't even count all the ways, but that's reality, but it conflicts with the narrative. So let's just ignore reality and reframe it. And when we continue to push back, then they're on the attack. Okay, ignoring them didn't work. Okay, we'll reframe it. Okay, reframing it didn't work. Okay, so now we're just going to go on the attack. Y'all are, this, y'all are that. The T word, that's what y'all are. Domestic teas, that's what y'all are, and it's just like, that's narrative control. Do I need an example for that one? Let's see. Oh my God, I think I passed it. Ooh. Events are immediately interpreted for the audience. Man. If you just think about what happened in Minneapolis in the past month, what happened? Those horrific unalivings were immediately interpreted for the audience. That's not even anything that's ever done. That's unprecedented for the authorities, the people in power and in control, to come out and definitively state what happened before any type of before going onto the scene, before having any sort of investigation, before a good hour or two had passed by to get any type of clarity, which is not even acceptable. But before any of that, you know what? Let's just immediately interpret what's happened for the audience. Narrative control. Alternative explanations are labeled malicious or ignorant. Oh, yeah. Anybody who has anything else to say is, they're the malicious evildoers. They are I don't know what the left is called. I don't know if it's the radical left. I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely names for every group. They've even made up a group. Just going to make up something and label y'all with it. And yeah, this one too. What really happened is declared before facts emerge. So far, so spot on. Okay. And the next one, next technical term is called strategic framing. presenting information in a way that activates certain values or emotions while suppressing others. So same event, totally different meaning depending on the frame. Let's get an example for that one. Strategic framing. So this is where language is engineered to trigger values, fear, fairness, patriotism, dignity. Oh, they even have this one on here. Instead of undocumented immigrant, illegal alien. Nothing factual changes, but public reaction does. Wow. Yeah. The telltale sign of this is the argument works even when details are vague because the emotional framing is doing the work. My God, today. This is so spot on. This is nothing that I've ever studied, so if I seem shocked and amazed, that's because I am. All right. The next one, and then we only have a couple of other ones. So the next one is propaganda. In the neutral academic sense. So, systematic, sustained messaging designed to advance a political agenda by shaping perceptions rather than engaging in open inquiry. Let me read that again. Systematic, sustained messaging designed to advance a political agenda by shaping perceptions rather than engaging in open inquiry. That's propaganda. This doesn't require lies. Selective truth works just as well. And I think everybody knows what propaganda is, but we'll just get a couple of examples. What it looks like. Highly selective facts, emotional repetition, simplified moral narratives, clear heroes and villains. Classic examples: Cold War messaging on both sides, wartime posters and morale campaigns. Wartime posters and moral campaigns. State-aligned media state-aligned media. Boy, gotta have that if you're gonna have propaganda, right? State-aligned media emphasizing national strength while minimizing failures. Important to mention that it doesn't require all-out lies. Omission and emphasis are enough. And the telltale of propaganda is the message aims to mobilize, not inform. Woo! If this was a rap song, this would be bars, man. Bars. If this was a club song, it would be banger after banger. Okay. After propaganda, we've got post-truth politics, a broader cultural condition. So this is, again, back to our technical terms for the way these people are playing on our tops. At least we can know, until we can do something else, at least we can know what is actually being done. All right, post-truth politics, a broader cultural condition where emotional resonance and identity alignment matter more than factual accuracy. Post-truth politics. And facts are treated as negotiable, loyalty is not. So let's look at the examples of post-truth politics. All right. What it looks like. Sorry. Contradictions don't hurt credibility. Wow. Contradictions don't hurt credibility. Fact checks change no one's mind. My God. This is what is being lived each and every day. Oh, I'm a glutton for punishment. I have more Sprite and I'm about to drink some. All right. Okay. Where am I? All right. All these glaring contradictions, but it don't hurt no credibility. Just keep on marching on. Post-truth politics. Examples. Fact checks change no one's mind. Man, I hear this on so many debate channels. I'll just listen to debates sometimes for, I don't know, a couple hours and just listen to the debate channels where they bring up, mostly where they bring up Trump supporters. There's one called The Handsome Liberal. He'll let anybody come up and talk. And he gets more Democrat callers. He does get some Republican callers, some MAGA callers, but not as many because he gives everybody equal opportunity to say whatever they want to say. He doesn't block and censor, and he lets people say pretty much what they want to say. A lot of times the platform might not let them say what they want to say, but he'll let people just say whatever they want to say. And then I listened to another two guys on TikTok, Dean and Parker, and they can talk until they're blue in the face. The thing is, people are changing their minds, but I don't think it's the people that they're actually on the call with at any given time, because the people on the actual call don't want to be wrong. So they may or may not change their viewpoints, but they get fact after fact after fact after fact, and they still won't change their mind. And it literally hardly matters what happens or how what they think gets debunked. It's just they've just got on blinders, just full speed ahead. Um, the next one is loyalty matters more than accuracy. Man, oh man, classic examples of this: public figures making mutually incompatible claims on different days. Yeah, like I'll end the war on the first day, and we're more than a year in now, and you know the beat goes on. All right, supporters responding to evidence with "I don't care" or "That's your opinion." It's like you don't care that he walked into the dressing room and saw young girls changing their clothes in the back of the pageants. No, I don't care. He owned it. He should be able to walk back there. It's like, sir, do you have a daughter? Do you have a wife? Would that be okay if he just walks back there while your daughter was um, getting her ball gown off and getting her swimsuit on? And it's just people don't think and they don't care. They don't care and they don't think. it just it just goes back and forth. Emotional authenticity outweighing factual reliability. And the telltale sign of this is being right matters less than being on the right side. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if there's another one. Wait a minute. Okay, post truth politics was the last one. And then, so the next part of the question, why this benefits them and their agenda? Well, from their perspective, this approach is brutally effective. Number one, cognitive efficiency. Supporters don't have to think hard. Simple, repeated messages reduce uncertainty, lower cognitive load, feel reassuring during chaos. People prefer people sorry. People prefer narratives that feel coherent over ones that are accurate but complex. And that's the thing. I was talking to like a nephew of mine. He's not really my nephew. He's my cousin's nephew. And or something like that. Her niece's boyfriend, fiance. And and I was saying something that I figured out is that politics have never been simplified. They may be simplified for some people because I'm pretty sure some elite schools teach certain things like politics and civics and a lot about the Constitution and so many of these things when you go to certain schools. And if a lot of these things are taught from early childhood in simplified ways, and then as you grow you get the more complex complicated information. But the earlier I think you are exposed to politics and understanding the language, and of course the more you learn about law, um, the more you start to understand this. But most people don't understand politics, and so we're not necessarily for the masses educated in that way. And I think that of course is by design. um, and so when someone comes in and makes everything very simple, which is not simple at all. It is very complex. Um, I'm not going to say it's just totally difficult to understand, but of course, it takes time to understand. It takes time and education to understand how, um, just an overview, political science, how it all works, what all goes into it. And so I was talking to him about this and talking about how, um, so many people have started to think that, it's simple because someone came in and made them think It's, this is simple. This is a piece of cake. And I don't have to explain it all to you. I got it. Don't you worry about it. I got your back. And and so yeah, and while you're, sitting there going, whoo, thank goodness, somebody that knows what they're doing is taking care of me. Um, and of course we know that the opposite is happening. So anyway, um, yeah, simple repeated messages, reduce uncertainty, lower cognitive load. You don't have to think about it. I got it. I got it. I got you. Feel reassuring during chaos, the chaos that they provided the chaos, and then made you feel comfortable that they're going to take care of it. Um, and people prefer narratives that feel coherent over ones that are accurate but complex. Um, Number two, identity reinforcement. Excuse me, I just had to have that Sprite. Um, the message isn't just information, it's a signal of belonging. Ooh, this is a big one. This is why this benefits them and their agenda. Um, Identity reinforcement. And I think you know what that is. Agreeing with the message means I'm on the right side. People like me, believe this. Questioning it threatens my identity. That's incredibly sticky. The third reason, immunity to bad news. When messaging is fixed, failures become attacks. Criticism becomes bias. Contradictory evidence becomes fake or irrelevant. Reality loses its veto power. So, these are the things that make it beneficial for the powers that are doing these things. All right, the fourth one, media leverage, outrage and repetition guarantee coverage. Even critics amplify the message by responding to it, which keeps the agenda dominant, forces opponents onto defensive ground. So you get the media coverage. Outrage and repetition guarantee coverage. Oh gosh. Number five, power without accountability. And I'm laughing because it's just so diabolical. Power without accountability. If success is measured by message penetration rather than outcomes, broken promises don't matter. Policy consequences are abstract. Symbolic victories replace material ones. Man. So all that's being done is message penetration. There's no good outcomes. Just got a bunch of message penetration. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay. All right. I think I need to hurry on before that is over. Uh, okay. So where did I leave off? Media leverage, power without accountability, the harmful effects. This is where it gets ugly. Detachment from reality. When leaders stop adjusting beliefs based on evidence, problems worsen, crises escalate, feedback loops break. Reality eventually asserts itself, usually violently or expensively. Wow. Yeah. And The harmful effects, institutional decay. Agencies, experts, and norms become obstacles rather than resources. This leads to politicization of institutions, erosion of trust, hollowed out governance. 3, the harmful effects, polarization and dehumanization. If messaging is all that matters, opponents aren't wrong, they're illegitimate. That makes compromise impossible and conflict inevitable. Another harmful effect, radicalization of supporters. To maintain emotional intensity, messages often grow more extreme, rely on fear or grievance, demand escalating loyalty. Moderation becomes betrayal. The 5th harmful effect, long-term agenda failure. Ironically, this strategy often undermines its own stated goals. Short-term narrative wins. The wins are crowd out effective policy, create backlash, leave structural problems unsolved. The movement becomes performative rather than productive. The core trade-off, messaging first leadership trades truth and adaptability for loyalty and control. It works frighteningly well until reality can no longer be ignored, institutions collapse, or the narrative fractures internally. History shows this cycle repeating over and over again. All right. Let's see where I am. All right. Very good. Very good. The actual video didn't stop before I did. All right, y'all. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much for, if you made it this far, thank you so much for rocking out with me until I got to the end. I hope that you, that was interesting and you enjoyed that as much as I did, because I really did enjoy learning all those things, and just knowing that there is, I know that there's strategy behind what's happening, and I know you do too, but just being able to pinpoint exactly what's happening and being able to see it all, I guess, in black and white, gives me something that I didn't have before. So I do find some comfort in that. And also the part that, of course, reality eventually does have to assert itself. That comes with its own comfort as well. So I want to thank y'all so much for joining me. And I will see you on the next one. Let's go out with some birthday music for anybody who is, what is this right now? Aquarians. All of my Aquarians. Here's some birthday music for you.
All season long, dance to the birthday song. Get out your seat and move to the birthday groove. It's your birthday season. Time to turn up. Let that be the reason. You get enough. Let you celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. Shout out your sign. Time to turn up. It's that time. You get enough to celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. It's your birthday season all month long. Go out and tell the DJ to play your song. Have a party dance, do the Tootsie Roll. Take a trip to the beach or somewhere cold. Have your cake and eat it with ice cream. Throw a big old feast like a king and queen. You're a VIP at any age, young or old. Get up and celebrate. It's your birthday season. Time to turn up. Let that be the reason you get enough. That you celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. Shout out your sign. Time to turn up. It's that time. You get enough to celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. It's your birthday season. Finally here. Thanking God every day for another year. You could have a white party, return of the Mac, or have a red party, bringing sexy back. Whatever you do, make sure you have a ball. You are one in a million, really one out of all. A real one. Unique, top tier, no less. In your birthday season, it's a birthday fest. It's your birthday season. Time to turn up. Let that be the reason you get enough. That you celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. Shout out your sign. Time to turn up. It's that time. You get enough to celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo to Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, back to Capricorn and Aquarius. It's your birthday season. It's your birthday season. Time to turn up. Let that be the reason you get enough. That you celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. Shout out your sign. Time to turn up. It's that time. You get enough to celebrate. Your time to shine. Your birthday. It's party time. All season long. Dance to the birthday song. Get out your seat and move to the birthday group.